народився літом на зорі. Мудрі були люди, родичі мої, куми в нас кликали, церкву одвели, і ім'я Ярема мені надали. Гей, оце я, Ярема, оце ухаха, оце я Ярема, мудра голова. Оце я, Ярема, оце ухаха, оце я Ярема, мудра голова. Став я підростати, до школи ходити, став мені учитель так і говорити. Ой, тобі, Яремо, мудра голова, одна біда тільки олію нема. Оце я, Ярема, оце ухаха, оце я Ярема, мудра голова. Оце я, Ярема, оце ухаха, оце я Ярема, мудра голова. Підростати, парубком став. Оженися, сину, тато мій казав. Взяв я собі жінку, як під скалачем. За 2 тижні тікла вона з паличем. Оце я, Ярема, оце ухаха, оце я Ярема, мудра голова. Оце я, Ярема, оце ухаха, оце я Ярема, мудра голова. Став мені отець таки промовляти. Ой, тобі, Яремо, мудра голова, одна біда тільки, ще життя нема. Оце я, Ярема, оце ухаха, оце я Ярема, мудра голова. Оце я, Ярема, оце ухаха, оце я Ярема, мудра голова.
And now, Ukrainian Food Flair, tips for Ukrainian cooking, with Judy Hernenko of Prairie Cottage Pierogies in Langley. Brought to you by Obolon, Ukraine's #1 export beer, now available in BC. See www.obolon.ca for details. Now, here's Judy.
Vitaimo, welcome to Ukrainian Food Flair. I think the most loved food in the Ukrainian tradition is, you guessed it, vareniki, or on the prairies of Canada, we all knew it as pyrogich, or for our Polish listeners, pierogi. A Friday supper in our home was either fish or pyrogich. I remember coming home after school on Fridays to see the kitchen table covered with clean flour sacks with little white pillows of dough stuffed with potato and onion or sauerkraut. As my little hand would reach to grab a vareniki, which is what we called the end pieces, which were just dough, Mum's hand would always come down, smack on it. "Don't touch," she would say. "If you eat that, your stomach's going to stick together." Sometimes she'd say, "We're going to be eating in 45 minutes. Can't you just wait?" I guess the same applies for today's generation. So then I wander over to the stove. Onions frying in lard or butter. In those days, no one worried about things like cholesterol. We all worked off the calories one way or another. Things are different now, so we try to make it as healthy as possible. Canola, sunflower, or corn oil are good substitutes for butter or lard. Having a meal of pyrogich brings back so many memories. The farm, milking cows. Mum used to skim off the cream and add to fried onions in butter, cooked it down until it became a rich sauce, and of course had to pour it over the pyrogich. Who can resist? There are all kinds of fillings for pyrogich, sweet as well as savory. When in Ukraine, I asked Totya Sofia what was her recipe for the dough. Looking at me funny, she said, "Flour, salt, and water." "Hey," I said, "that's my recipe, handed down from my baba, to my mother, which I use in the restaurant. To make a perfect pierogi dough, add 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 cup of lukewarm water or potato water. Mix until smooth, place in a bowl and cover with plastic wrap or a lid, and let rest for at least 20 minutes. This should be enough for 4 dozen. That's it! For fillings, the sky's the limit. Use your imagination. For a change from the unusual or usual potato cheddar cheese, try potato, chopped spinach, onion, bacon, and cottage cheese together. Oh my God, to die for. Do побачення and смачного!
Thanks, Judy. Join us again next week for another cooking tip from Judy Hranenko on Ukrainian Food Flair. Brought to you by Obolon, Ukraine's #1 export beer. Available at select locations across BC. Details at www.obolon.ca. Management and staff at CHMB remind you not to drink and drive. And back to Winnipeg, that was Paris to Kiev from the CD Variances, and an original composition by the acclaimed and accomplished Kobzar of Ukraine, Ostap Verasai. And that was Julian Katasti who arranged that number, and was him on the Supilka and Bandura. And the number was called Dance 1.